Welcome to the Digital Handshake. I'm your host, Scott Jorgensen, and I'm pleased to be here with Dr. Johnny Mao from Orange, Connecticut. He says the suburbs of New Haven. We were just chatting here about the great pizza up in New Haven, Connecticut. It's kind of that almost like a New York style pizza. It's got a crispy bottom. How would you describe it?
Basically thin crust.
Thin crust.
Yeah, but not a lot of crazy toppings, just the essentials.
Just the essentials. I love that. Well, tell us more about Dr. Mao. Where did you train? Where did you go to school? How did you get into plastic surgery?
I went to medical school in Loma Linda, California, and during my third year of medical school, I was exposed to really complicated facial anatomy type of procedures, and I was just, instantly amazed by the intricacies of the facial skeleton and all the structures. I wanted to be more. I wanted to be involved in this area. And that's that was the initial spark to it. Subsequently, got matched into head and neck surgery fellowship or surgery residency in Detroit, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, really got exposed into facial trauma, as you can imagine, in Detroit, Michigan, urban area.
Yeah.
And from then, really further exposed me to the intricacies of the face and how there's reconstructive components and also cosmetic components. Got matched into a fellowship in facial plastic surgery at Emory University in Atlanta, affiliated with Dr. William Silver. He's one of the founding fathers of facial plastic surgery. Subsequently did fellowship training, and then I was, after fellowship, looked for a job in primarily facial plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And was able to land a job up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Worcester, Massachusetts area.
Yeah.
So I was working for a group of 600 physicians, and I was their only facial plastic surgeon. So I got funneled into a lot of skin cancer surgery, become pretty exposed and I think skilled in doing surgeries in using local anesthetic, because a lot of these facial skin cancer patients, they're older. You can't put them under general anesthesia just to remove their facial skin cancer. So from then on, because of the techniques that I learned working for them, I was able to extend that into the facial cosmetic surgery world and be able to do facial cosmetic surgery in a local anesthetic environment.
Yeah. Yeah. So when Dr. Mao is not, making beautiful noses and faces, what are we doing in our downtime? We have kids, family, hobbies. What's keeping us busy?
Oh, I mean, at this point in my life, obviously my family. I have two beautiful, one girl, one boy, 7-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Okay.
So a lot of my time is devoted to them.
Yeah.
But when it's to myself, I like to go out to the track. Yeah.
Oh, race car driver.
Race car, high performance driving experience.
Well, that's amazing. What do you like to race? Porsches, or what's kind of your flavor?
Yeah, definitely Porsches. Trying to go maybe a step above into that.
Okay.
We'll see about that. But a lot of times it's really not. The brand is just having a car and that you're comfortable with and see what it can do.
Yeah.
It's not about driving the best and fastest. It's about having a car in front of you or within you, in you, or surrounding you, and see what you could do with it on the track.
Well, that's amazing. I didn't know that about you, but thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I'd love to ride passenger while you just whip us around the track. That would be super cool. Tell us a little bit about your practice. You're based there in Orange, Connecticut, primarily a facial practice. I know you co-office with Dr. Rich Restifo, who many of us know. He's a great surgeon up in the Connecticut area. And, give us a sense for kind of your practice and sort of, the type of patients and really what makes you tick as a plastic surgeon, so to speak.
So just earlier on, I alluded to being able to do a lot of surgeries under local anesthesia. So my patients would primarily be aging face patients where they're looking for eyelid surgery, facelifts, neck lifts. And also because of my training, being head and neck surgery, and where the nose is the central spot of the face,
Yeah.
I also do a lot of rhinoplasties.
Hmm.
I actually pride myself in getting really good rhinoplasty results,
Yeah.
where my results are just very natural appearing.
Mhm.
So I actually see patients from all the way from young teenagers to people in their 80s wanting to turn back the hands of time.
So obviously we know you do great work, and but as a plastic surgeon, part of the job entails how do we get the word out? How do we make our community aware of this tremendous work that you're doing, and these lives that you're shaping? And part of that is obviously marketing.
Yes.
You didn't probably think when you went to medical school that you're going to be part-time marketer.
Almost full time.
Almost full-time, exactly. So I'd love to hear, what are you guys doing in your practice to, stand out?
So I think first and foremost is get your results out there.
Yeah.
Delivering a solid product, and which means before and after pictures.
Mhm.
But that's just the static shot.
Yeah.
So what comes with that is also reviews, online reviews.
Mhm.
But I think becoming more and more aware is having a dynamic aspect of it. So, which is why I think video marketing is becoming becoming important in my practice.
Yeah. Be honest with me. I mean, did you feel that, before coming to Media PSC and doing video filming, video marketing, video production, sort of in a broadcast studio with, the lights and the cameras and, sound equipment and all that you just maybe thought, hey, I'll just grab an iPhone and film some videos and, put that up online and what have you? Or, I mean, share with us kind of, what's your experience been like?
I think this is professional beyond what I could imagine this to be.
Yeah.
And I think what this allows you is seeing a dynamic side of me, like on video,
Mm-hmm.
you being able to, or Media PSC being able to sort of take that video and be able to transform that into a side of what other people could see, that will potentially enhance our marketing goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had mentioned earlier that the importance of patient reviews,
Mhm.
And I think what's kind of challenging for plastic surgeons is managing your patient reviews, because you do great work, and you as we know, we went out there and did some homework, and we see you're very highly rated in terms of your reviews and Google reviews and what have you.
Mhm.
But every plastic surgeon has that bad review,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And I always like to share, like, you go to a good restaurant, you tell maybe 2 or 3 people. You go to a bad restaurant, you tell 10 or 12 people.
Yeah.
You'll tell anyone, right, that will listen. For whatever reason, we're much more of an evangelist when it comes to that bad experience.
Yeah.
What are you doing today to, manage your online reputation?
You mentioned bad reviews. I think so. Whenever I get a bad review, I would sort of study exactly what happened, and I would respond to bad reviews and make sure that really the facts are out there,
Yeah.
and not just someone's opinion.
Yeah.
And we will also try to reach out to that person and see if there's anything that we could do. Perhaps there's some misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And anything we could do to maybe turn a bad experience into a positive one.
Yeah. Yeah. And, beyond just reviews is you had mentioned before and after photography,
Mhm.
right? And the power of that. And, plastic surgeons live or die, right, by your results, by your before and afters. Are you guys in your practice doing anything to differentiate your before and after galleries, or how you're displaying that, or perhaps with social media or using video as a means to, really showcase your results?
Yeah, I think you touched on a point where I think I want to show this off, is that if you just go to my website, and my entire website gallery has a before and after. So not just before and after, is actually put it on top of each other. And you could use a slider to look at before pictures, and if you slide on the same patient, you can see the before picture right after that, right on the same dimension. So it's kind of like a slider where you could look at before and after photos. And I think that really allows someone to be able to judge exactly what the changes are from a technical standpoint. the before and after photos, the result. And I think that slider has everybody comments on it. That it's a very unique feature that I have in my gallery. In my entire gallery of right now, about 450 before and after pictures, each and every one of them has that slider function.
That's amazing. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that sort of feature that was on your site, but I think that's a nice little tip for the plastic surgeons that may be listening is using sort of that slider technology. Is that something that you built within your website, or is that something that you partnered with a company that helped you to develop that?
Yeah, so it's from the get-go, you got to take good pictures because you're superimposing. And my website company, they wrote the algorithm, with my assistance, to make sure that I could go into the administrative platform and just post the pictures, and then they would put the pictures side by side or front and back so that you could use a slider. So it's built in by the website company.
By your web company. Yeah, very good. Well, as we wrap up here on the digital handshake, Dr. Mao, I wanted to kind of do something a little bit fun.
Yeah.
Right? Learning you're a race car driver, and that's something I didn't know, so that was really cool. But I like to ask this question because I think it's a way for us to talk about kind of where we came from, if you will, and that is you're at a dinner party, you're hosting the dinner party, and you get an opportunity to invite 3 plastic surgeons to the party. Who are we inviting? They can be dead or alive, and they could be surgeons you either know or don't know, but it's someone that you'd love to have dinner with.
So in the facial plastic surgery world, probably the founding father is Jack Anderson.
Yeah.
So that'd be definitely one of them. I'm not sure he's alive. I don't think so. Second one would be, I think as of right now, in terms of the rhinoplasty world, a very famous surgeon in Turkey, Barış Çeker. Barış. Right. I think his noses are just beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's an understatement. Coming from a facial plastic surgeon, aesthetic rhinoplastic surgeon myself.
Yeah.
When I look at the results, it's like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But there's somebody like that in this world.
Yeah.
In Asian phrase, there's a one phrase that's saying there's always one more mountain higher than the other. So that's another person. The third one, so because I do both face and nose, third one would probably be the founder, or the very first person that described deep plane facelift. I think that person, which there's always, we don't know exactly who the founder is.
Yeah.
But because that's the technique that I believe in. I think finding to be able to talk to the original originator.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Well, Dr. Mao, put it there.
Yeah.
Let's shake hands. It's been a pleasure having you here on the Digital Handshake. I want to thank our sponsor, Media PSC, and I want to say thank you to our audience for being with us today, and we'll see you on our next episode.